streets addicted to like fentanyl or something.
Yeah, he looks bad.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not even live yet, y'all.
They was like comparing him to DMX.
Yo,
Nah.
Yo, I'm about to bust this freestyle. Hold on. Wait, come on, wow. Hey, hold on. Yo, we got this beat, yo. That's a cool beat though, bro. What we playing? Instrumentals, bro?
This how I always start. You know what I'm saying? So I can do my little shout out. I gotta show the video out and stuff. Well, now you know. But y'all can talk. We might here just go keep it funky and live like this while I just shout out. But I'm still gonna play the music in the background.
All right, because I got a hot topic, man. I need y'all to discuss, man.
Go for it.
Okay, so hold on, I ain't gonna lie, the music is kind of throwing me off. All right, bet. So I kind of wanted to talk about this thing that I've been seeing on YouTube. Do y'all know about? Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. It's pretty much a debate, like, are you proud, like, of America type stuff? Like, are you like happy to be here, or are you not happy to be here? Do you wish it was different, or are you cool how it is? Type stuff.
I'm proud of America.
Uh-huh.
Like everything that America has created and done for the rest of the world, despite all its mistakes. It's created a lot of progress for the rest of the world that, unfortunately, even though I'm left leaning, I hate that the left tries discounting what America has done for the world, advancements in technology and economy and overall freedoms,
Uh-huh. Right. Okay. What about you, Sue Marie?
I say I'd rather be American than anything else.
Capiche? You love being American? You're a patriot, bruh?
I think we need to recolonize the country because this country is not patriotic enough.
What you mean recolonizing? About that?
I agree. We need to be more patriotic about our country. That's something that I'll always agree with,
Why, y'all? Tell me. Capiche, tell me why, bruh.
With no facts to back this up. So I want to make this clear. With no facts to back it up. But I'm pretty sure if we got attacked by another country, less of the country in certain areas is not going to participate. They're going to sit back and they're going to watch until somebody comes knocking at their door. And when somebody knocking at your door in a time that a country is attacking, it's too late. And I think that part of the country, and there are parts of like that that's in this country. I feel sad for them. Because you know what I'm saying? Just to make a joke and be serious at the same time, the redneck is not finna go to every hood and say, hey, you my brother and I'm finna come help. That's not finna happen. And every person that's joined the military that's a regular citizen is not finna knock on every door and help. Sometimes you're gonna have to help yourself. And in that situation right there, another country like Russia or China or Japan or Pakistan or anybody over that feel like they got the cojones to do that and got enough people to come over here, we got loopholes, and that's it.
Are y'all saying that because y'all just Americans and y'all don't know nothing else?
What do you mean? What are you saying that you disagree with?
No, I don't disagree or agree. I'm just saying, like, do
Oh,
you do y'all feel that way just because you live in America? If you was born in Mexico, would you feel the same way about Mexico?
we would probably feel nationalistic about the country that we live in, but also other countries, people feel nationalistic about America. Like lots of other countries, people are obsessed with America. It's not just us, you know?
Mm-hmm. Come
And
on,
yeah,
eat up, eat
I do
up,
have
eat up.
to hold on, before Edub, I do have to agree with him. Yes, if we was nationally born in another country,
Uh-huh.
we will be loving that country and what it stands for because this is the it's like the country that birthed us. You know what I'm saying? It gave us our identity.
Somebody said people hate America for real.
That is
There
true.
are people that hate America, like obviously people that are born in like somewhere like Iraq or something where we've fought over there and caused problems over there. Like, yeah, they're gonna hate us. Same with the Chinese, you know. But even with the
Oh,
China, there's a lot of people in China that love America, you know.
Yeah.
And also people from those other countries do come over here because they want what America has to offer. Like America's just a great place, you know? And I think
you
people
know,
need to stop discounting that.
Is it
you know,
great for who though? Who is it great for? Everybody or certain people?
It's
everybody.
great for people that are hungry for what America has to offer because immigrants come over here and they come and get college degrees,
They
you
live
know.
good. They
Yeah,
do good.
they
They come utilize what they could utilize, and they look. They live
yeah,
good in their country.
America has a
Hey,
lot
what
to
about the
offer
people
and
in
people
jail?
know that.
What about Larry Hoover in jail and stuff like that? He probably don't feel that same way.
Larry
How can I
Hoover.
say that people in China love America if you've never been to China?
The
Because you
ones that's
see
here,
people from China that move here. What do you mean?
yeah, the ones that's
There's lots
here,
of Asian
they love it.
immigrants.
A lot of them. I live in my neighborhood alone. This neighbor, this neighbor, this neighbor, nothing but Chinese. They loving
Hmm.
it here.
Is that because they could take advantage of the Americans that
Yes,
kind of
yes.
they taking
It's because
advantage
they getting that
of them?
money.
Hey, hold on. Ask the
They
question
come
fully.
here,
Hold
they
on,
come
hold on.
here and okay.
Hold on. I want him to ask it because technically he didn't ask that question fully. Y'all jumped to
Hey,
agree with him without him fully answering the question.
Well, my question, I think they answered it, but what I'm saying is like, is we is we kind of in love with America just because we're from here? And what about the people that's not coming up in the world? What about the people in jail, the people that's poor, the people that's on fentanyl in America? Do you think they love America that much?
Yeah,
They put look. They might still do love it because I mean, what if you was all of that somewhere else?
bro.
Probably be way worse. You
Stop.
We
know,
also got to understand
them
America
drug
does
addicts
have
live.
its
Our
problems.
drug addicts over here, they be living good. These drug addicts be living good out here
They be
for
eating good.
Thank
real.
you.
They go they can
Thank
go to back
you.
of Pizza Hut and have a feast. Huh?
Yo, they live good over here. Even the bums on they living good. But
Uh,
I think they love it. I think they love America.
what about Edub? Because I want to hear what he got to say. Because he ain't talking. I got to hear what he got to say.
I feel like there's landing opportunities for everybody. Everybody, and now the world has evolved where you can get money online. You could hustle in different ways. So it's an opportunity for everybody, and not just for it's not where we like okay, you gotta play your cards right. More so, you can depending on your information and what you utilize with the information and the things that you have learned, you could be broke and be up the next week. So it's all about what you do with your time and how you utilize the information that you attain, and you can get off the internet or by your own business. So anybody could change they outlook on life, but it's all about the mindset of what you do with it. So America is all about opportunities, and you got to take yours at the end of the day.
Okay, so we all like America. So let me ask this question then: what do we don't like? What do we dislike about America? Starting, let's just everybody just go around and answer this question. I know I'm taking over the show, my bad, but whatever. Go ahead, Money.
Whatever.
I think due to the convenience and comforts that America has been granted for since for a good while now, a lot of Americans have become ungrateful and how do you say it? Uh spoiled or like brat like, and a lot
Entitled.
of people, yeah, a lot of people have lost their connection to where they're never happy with what's going on in America. And I think that's the problem. There's a big problem with the attitude of the American people, which is unfortunate, you know.
Spoiled.
Yeah, spoiled.
Too much damn money. Ain't doing nothing cool with it.
Now, also, that's not to say that there aren't things that we could improve about America. There's always criticism that you can't give, but sometimes it's just given in this, oh, America sucks, you know, and that shit. Like everybody needs to push that kind of mentality out because we're still the greatest nation in the world, you know. There's no other place you would want to live. That's why people don't mass immigrate out of this country.
Got a point there. They don't do that. You do got a point. Come on, C. Marie.
I say, yeah, people here are spoiled. They're lazy. A lot of them is lazy. They don't want to work. Other places, they training their kids up from young. Work. We don't do that. Our kids are lazy. These people are lazy. They like even now with social media, like everybody just want get rich in front of a camera. It's no more working with your hands tight anymore.
Shit, I work 12 hours a day and you know, I do this shit for free, you know.
I'm
People
not
need to
saying
have a
for the
better work
money.
mentality. No, I know you're not saying that, but I'm just saying people need a better work mentality. I'm just saying I work
Yeah,
10
because
to
you
12
got I
hours.
see look, we see it all the time on TikTok. These people, that is their job. Like they're just
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom all day long.
And
Like
that's where we see
all
the
day
rise
long.
of that's where we see the rise of Marxism from these lazy fuckers that think that everything from houses and whatever should be handed down from the military, you know. Or not the military, the government.
And that's why we got these people. Look, that's why we got the people with the stamps going crazy.
But
Doing what they doing.
should do something, right? They shouldn't just steal all of our tax money and just be buying boats and stuff. They should be doing something with the money, right? Giving back to the community, giving us food stamps, giving us Medicaid, or y'all think the government should just tax us and steal just keep all the money?
No, I agree. I think that there's a balance, but people lose the balance, you know, like talking about what the balance is. There's a balance to be met, but I agree with a lot of talking points of like handouts aren't always good, you know. It should be done correctly.
And
Oh,
it's
and I'll be back.
almost like, you know what I see a lot, because for a lot, like a lot of people that I know, it's like if you make too much money, you can't get the benefits. So it's kind of make them like, oh well, I just stay home and do whatever. So at least I could get my benefits. When I'm like, that's stupid, you know.
What you mean that's stupid? What? Like, say that again?
But okay, so like a female that I know, she don't work, don't she just do whatever it is she do,
right?
Because if she goes out and gets a job and makes a couple of pennies over what she's supposed to make, she's not going to get stamps. Her housing situation is going to be in jeopardy. So it's like, I'd rather just not do nothing, have all these kids, live off the land basically.
And you don't like people living off the land?
No, listen, I say utilize things for what you need at that time.
Hold on. Someone made a comment, and that's why immigrants love America because the land of handouts. No, that's not true. They would go somewhere like Europe where they actually give handouts. America does not have the great handouts that you think it does.
I mean,
Like
people
illegal
come,
immigrants.
they got a lot of stuff. Like even with that, if they come here and they start having babies, yeah, you're gonna get Medicaid, you're gonna get food stamps, and some of them even get welfare.
But that's not a handout. That's more like what he said earlier. It's an opportunity. That's an
Yeah,
opportunity versus a handout.
but
Because they not doing nothing
to
give you
them
the
it feels like a handout, you know, because
Hold
they
on,
ain't
So
getting that for their
hold on. What's a handout? What y'all considered a
Medicaid.
handout, and what y'all
No, I'm
considered
saying that people that's here, they consider that probably like a handout because they just come here and get it. It's easily given, you know. To whereas in their country they ain't getting that.
I mean, but we the richest country in the world. I mean, we should give our people something. Why? I mean, we got all these billions and trillions, gazillions of dollars. We ain't giving nobody nothing.
Why do you want the government to give you something that you can go get yourself?
Because why are we paying taxes if they not doing nothing for it? I don't want to pay taxes if they're not gonna give us nothing.
Yet again, I can agree with you that I don't want to pay taxes. I want
Yeah,
less
so
taxes.
that's why. So since we're paying taxes, y'all should be spending our tax money on something for us.
yo,
If you
what's
don't
up?
want to give
Oh,
us
my bad,
nothing,
let me.
don't ask us for no tax money. Why are we paying tax money for if y'all not fixing the bridges and not upgrading our schools or doing nothing, and y'all just buying boats and shit, buying skyscrapers? Like, why are we paying y'all taxes for?
Well, skyscrapers is because, yet again, those are business people that put up skyscrapers that ask the city for loans, and then the
Well, not really,
loans come.
not really skyscrapers, but like, why should we pay taxes if y'all don't want to, like pretty much invest that money back into the people? Why? So why are we paying you taxes? Who is the tax money going to?
Depends on what state you in. Like
So is it going to the politicians?
it depends on like which state. Like out here, we don't pay state taxes out here, so you know what I'm saying. We don't pay it to nothing that happens into our streets, our sewers, our water. We don't pay it to none of that.
Well, we still pay federal taxes. So when I go to the store and buy my Snicker and it say $1.99, $2.99 plus tax, where
Just
am I
talk,
plus tax for?
buddy.
Okay, I just wanted to say because I want to defend immigrants because we gain a lot from immigrants, and I think that immigration is really good for this country. Immigrants that come into this country. Oh, what's going on, Christian?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear you. Okay, here, let me just finish this point really quick. So, immigrants come in here, and they're statistically the most hardworking group of people that come
That's a
here.
fact.
A lot of immigrants like Mexicans, they come here and they do stuff like construction and farming and things like that. Asian and South Asian immigrants, they come here and they get into college and become doctors, and they're the most productive workforce. And a lot of immigrants that you see getting like welfare, and there's like the thing about where they go into like these hotels in New York or whatever. A lot of that is just them first getting into the country while having nothing, and they just need a place to stay while they get themselves situated in America. But they're still the most productive workforce in America, and I don't like ever shitting on immigrants because I know a lot of immigrants in my personal life, and they're always like 10 times better than like my coworkers that are born here in America. So I want to defend them a little bit, you know?
And that's the thing too, like how I was saying, sorry, but that was my point I was getting to. Like the welfare, all of them type of things is utilize it, do what you got to do so you could come up. You know what I'm saying? It's not meant to just stay with that and stay getting that. But the immigrants do, they come here and they make they do what they supposed to do. They utilize, like you said, they come here, they get whatever they gotta get, but then they blow way past. And a lot of people from America be mad at them, like, dang, yeah, they came here, used the system for what they needed to use it for, and then went off and did what they were supposed to do with it. It's a lot of Indian gospel.
Okay.
I want to debate y'all on that because no, the immigrants,
Okay.
if y'all was so hard working and y'all was so this and so that, why y'all don't do that in y'all own country? Build your own country up before y'all come over here.
Because they can't. Do you understand
Do
what's
that in
going?
your
Hold
own
on, hold on, hold
country.
on. Do you even remotely understand what's going on in like Mexico with how hard the situation is living there with all them
Make it
gangs and
easy.
shit?
Make it easy. Don't
Christian,
come
wait.
over here and think
Hold
that-
on. I
do that in
gotta
Mexico.
chill
They
this
can't
out
do
before
that
it gets
there.
out of
Yeah, you
control.
could.
Yes, they
Yeah.
can.
Got
Yes, they
eyes,
can.
arms,
Hold
and
on.
legs. Yeah, you
Hold
can.
on.
Yes, you can.
Hold on. I just want to say, Christian, we got to tone it down a little bit. We're in a good place right now.
No. I'm not. I wasn't saying that out of like malice. I'm saying you understand, like in a situation like that. That's like telling black people who are having issues with cops, you can make the country you live in better by just forcing it. It's not something that black people can just rise up and instantly make it better. It's something that has to be done over time. It's not something. It's in a situation. Yeah, what's up?
I don't think that you should get close to your mic because you got loud. You wasn't actually being disrespectful.
Yeah, my bad.
That's all.
That's
okay.
probably why it sounded so intense. My bad.
Yeah, I think he got real close to it and just got loud.
Sorry. I moved my mic closer. I have audio issues on Discord, so I try to move my mic closer.
Look,
Is that
what
better?
I'm saying is this:
if
y'all is so hard workers, y'all so this, so that, y'all should build y'all own country up. Y'all want to come over here and take advantage. Y'all come over here, y'all take the money, y'all don't do nothing for America. Y'all take the money and send it back to y'all own country, y'all own people.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for your own race. The Mexicans do it for their own race. They celebrate their own race. They be having freaking parties and all type of stuff. Y'all see them all the time. They don't invite nobody else to the party. The freaking, what is they call Sweet 16?
I think that's a complete and total utter lie. There's
Y'all
plenty.
Don't invite no
There's
Americans
plenty
to the
of parties that Mexicans have on their like blocks and shit. That if you walk up there and start talking to them, they are more than happy to let you come in and just sit down with them and
I'll
drink a
defend
beer.
this. I think that Mexican culture is just the most welcoming, nice, dope culture, you know?
Absolutely.
No matter who you are,
I don't
Mexicans,
see no black
they
people at the
accept you.
quinceañera. I don't see no Asians. I don't see no white people. Nobody at the quinceañera besides people
because quinceañeras are mainly for family. That's like saying why would you why don't that's like saying why no. That's like saying why aren't white people allowed in black families like birthday parties? Sometimes it's just a family thing. It doesn't always have to be like a white people thing. Just because we're being nice and letting them into our country doesn't mean they're forced to immediately invite somebody who's white or of the opposite race into a party.
Do Mexico got an army? Do the Mexicans got a military?
A very corrupt military and army, yes.
Okay. So yes, they got a military, they got a government, right?
Sure.
Yeah, then they got the same opportunities, they got the same 24 hours, they got the same damn near voting rights as us down there that they're structured under. Because then they just vote in a
but
female, right?
that's a false equivalency because it is extremely corrupt over there. Can you at least agree with the fact that it is extremely corrupt?
I can't agree with you on that. Yes, I agree with there is corruption.
Right.
But yet again,
that's like saying
corruption up here, right? It was corruption.
But there's corruption to an extent over there that is absolutely insane. That's like saying, okay, so let's put ourselves in like North Korea. That's like telling North Koreans to rise up against the government when ultimately all of them will be shot and killed within a matter of seconds. The people who uprise against that.
I'll also say America has done things to put down these countries. Even like out there in the Middle East, America has done things to put down those countries and whatnot, you know?
No,
real quick, off topic, real quick. Did that girl really... Oh, sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say, build your own country up, stay in your country, Y'all think y'all so smart. Y'all think y'all know it all. Stay where you're at and build your own country up. If y'all work so hard, y'all so this, y'all so that. Stay where you
If
at.
I were to
Your
say
country-
that, hold on. If I were to say that to black people, that would be the most insulting and
keep
absolutely
comparing-
tone deaf thing you could ever say to anybody.
Christian, you're keep
Yeah.
mentioning black people. You can't compare black people to a illegal immigrant. I don't know why you're comparing black people to immigrants, people that chose to be here, to black people, but that's a whole different topic.
You're choosing to be here right now, are you not?
No, I was born here.
Okay, but you're actively choosing to be in America
because
right
I
now.
was
Are you
born
or
here.
are you
It's a
not?
lot different between me being born somewhere and then traveling across the goddamn country and across the river and then come and be here versus somebody that's
Right,
born
right,
here.
right. But it's
So
the
it's a
same
different-
argument.
it's
You don't
different-
like
it's a
it here.
different
You can go
topic.
somewhere else.
different
That's the reality of it, to be honest with
Okay,
you.
but yeah, I could go somewhere else. But once again, I was born here, and you're comparing somebody that's born here from somebody that immigrated here. It's two
Okay,
different.
what actively is different from somebody who was born on American soil to somebody who was born in Mexico? You're talking about them like they're subhuman.
No, I'm not saying they're subhuman. I'm saying they're human. Just
No,
like
you're not
And what I'm
actively
saying
saying
is-
it, but you're implying it by the
no,
way you're
look,
speaking.
this is what I'm implying. What I'm implying is wherever you're born, go ahead and make your country better instead of running away. I'm not comparing black people to immigrants because black people was born here. Well, I'm talking about illegal immigrants, people that left where they were born, went to another country, and they're out here having hella fun. What I'm saying is that
So hold on. We should just send everybody who's ever been in America out of America because we're all immigrants.
Yeah, we're
No,
all
I'm
a
not
land
saying
of
that. I'm
immigrants.
saying-
Yeah.
That's not what he's arguing.
Say that.
Listen to
I'm
the
saying that.
argument, please.
I am listening to the argument. His
You
argument
clearly
is
not,
you
because
weren't born in modern day America, so you lack the privilege that other Americans do.
You clearly not listening.
That is
because
true.
What I said
Yeah.
was, and I'll repeat myself. It's a difference between you being born somewhere and you immigrated somewhere. If you're
Sure.
born in Mexico, then you should do what's best for you where you're born, where your country. Not just say, okay, our country got some police stealing, so let me move to America where it's better. What I'm saying is build up your community. If you care about it, if you don't care about it, be like Christian and stay and leave your
Here.
country if you don't care about
7
it.
days.
No, that's not. No.
wait,
That's
wait,
not
wait,
at
Christian,
all
hold
what
on,
I'm
hold
saying.
on.
You're completely ignoring what I'm saying. I'm
Hold
saying
on.
it is in such a bad place right now that it is impossible for the average person to stand up because you need a crowd to stand up. If some person has a problem with it, yeah, sure, they could stand up, but they're also going to get beheaded and shot.
Okay, so you just
I'll say this, like, why don't they do it in South Korea, you know?
You said
It's
why-
like the entire South Korean military versus them, and they're an extremely impoverished society, while everyone at the top of North Korea, while North Korea government just totally oppresses their own people, you know? Like they try fighting back, even with China. They'll start rounding up and killing their own people when they, there's problems with this argument. And when we're talking about Mexico, they have a very highly corrupt government. They got the cartel out there, and there's not much organizing you could do for that.
That's an excuse. Y'all talking about Americans being lazy. That's an excuse. Mexicans being lazy. Go take over y'all. Go in the
They're
capital.
not lazy though.
You're
They're not lazy.
talking.
They come
Hold
out
on.
here and work hard
You
and
are
contribute to our
talking.
society.
You're talking about this whole situation like it's completely like every Mexican ever's fault for the way that the country is set out.
No, what I'm saying
That is absolutely
since
an insane argument.
I get you, but what I'm saying is since y'all so hardworking, y'all so this, y'all so that, why don't y'all work hard on making y'all country not corrupt? Why can't y'all do that? Y'all didn't travel 3,000 miles across the river. Why y'all can't
Okay,
walk to y'all?
I'm gonna ask you this. You're saying it like it's such an easy solution. Tell me exactly where they should start on that.
Listen,
Like,
Where would they start? No.
Like,
I'm asking you a very direct question. Answer it. Where do they start? Where do they start on doing that?
They start going to they capital, just like how America stormed the White House. Y'all storm y'all White House too.
Okay, they all get gunned down. Now what?
Then you just
all
be
right?
dead. Just be dead. But we can say, man, they tried.
military guys in these other countries do got to start sticking up and fighting for their country and taking over their
Right.
government.
It's not just
If
the
their
average
government,
person. You're going after
but
the
yet,
average person, and
but
that's
yet
my
again, hold
problem.
on.
Sure, go ahead.
Because you do got to look at that. The more and more they keep running over here to America, that is steady weakening the country, because mainly the people that do come over here and seek asylum over here are military age men who should be thinking about trying to stand up and fight for their own country and get rights back. Because you know what I'm saying? For one, when you come over here and get your freedom, you wave your flag from over there over here, and you be
Right.
want to represent, because you really want to go back there, because everything over here is not all peaches and cream.
I had
So
I
this,
had Polish grandparents who went back to Poland during the war to fight. So people should stand up for the country, and if they're that concerned about it, stay and fight rather than going to another country and waving your flag about.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Y'all love y'all country so much. Stand up and fight and make it better instead of running away.
That's all
not a
his
coward.
real argument is, for real. And if you have a problem with that, then it's like, what are we helping you for? And then that's why
I
got that.
don't think I have a problem like at hand of the stand up for your country sort of argument, but I have a problem when you start laying it out as like Mexicans are coming over here and getting free handouts. I think that's a very retarded thing to say, considering
Or
most
even
Mexicans.
that it's a more possible or whatever situation where they stand up to their country, because we see it in China and that never works. We see it in a lot of these countries.
But yet
where
again,
it
y'all talk
doesn't
about
work.
hold on. My debate to that is rebuttal. I'm sorry. To that is, most countries that try to stick up ain't like America and can bear arms.
Yeah.
If China could bear arms, you know what I'm saying? For real, be realistic, y'all. Sit here and be realistic. If they could bear arms.
Most of Europe doesn't have the right to firearms. There's a few select countries that do.
Right. They got the main thing to protect themselves taken away from them. If they had the right to bear arms, the tables would be turned.
And here's the other thing. Real quick, here's the other thing. You make it sound so easy, but I guarantee if you were put in that exact same situation where you're putting your life on the line for something like that, it would be a completely different tune.
No, they won't, because if you already mentioned the black man,
you can.
I was going to say the Civil War, sir.
We already died for our freedom, so you can't say if we in the same situation we wouldn't do that, because we already did that in America.
Okay, then why aren't you outside shooting police officers because of the corrupt police?
I don't got no problem with the police being corrupt.
Oh, exactly. They don't want no problems with the fucking Mexican government.
What I'm saying is,
but yet again, I don't believe in that statistic either.
Yeah, we don't believe that the police is so.
What statistic?
That he just stated.
That's your opinion. I don't believe the police is so
which
corrupt.
one?
I need to leave America.
Don't say which one. You know what he just said.
No, I don't. But I'm genuinely asking. That's why I asked the question.
What was your question?
Man, you know what he said. Come on, man. Quit playing with me.
Come on, man. What's the question? I was just asking.
What was your question?
No, he was saying the corruption between blacks and the cops, y'all. That was
his
because
Chris, I don't know what race you is, but you speaking for black people, because you don't sound black. But you speaking for black people as if we just so mad at the police where we want to leave. We ain't that mad at the police. I
never said you wanted to leave. I said that there's an issue with black people marginally getting more in trouble with police. It's statistics. You can look it up online. It's not an opinion. You can gladly look it up online. It's readily
available. I'll also say this.
Black people are so afraid of
7
the
days.
police, so when we leave in our country, we're not doing that.
7 days. Hold on. The whole point in us comparing or whatever is to say that these countries aren't comparable. We do live in a better country than Mexico, and Mexico's got some way harsher problems. Like, we can all admit how bad the cartel problem is, right?
You went around the world. You just didn't say Mexico. You went around the world too, sir.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and that also goes for like the Middle East and shit like that.
Okay, well,
right?
America is not the protector of the world. Go make your country better.
Why not? Fucking, we already
You
do
mean
it,
why not?
and
Because we gotta worry about all the fucking fentanyl heads in America. We gotta worry about ourselves. We can't worry about helping the world.
well, then stop doing
So
drugs.
hold on.
We complain about fentanyl. Stop doing drugs.
Real quick.
Go ahead,
So
Christian.
your solution is completely stop immigration whatsoever. Don't allow anybody into the United States. No matter
Christian
what.
have a hard time listening because everything
I'm not. I'm asking you a blanket question. Is your solution yes or no to stop immigration completely?
No.
Sure. I'll say
So
this,
then,
I
what would
think
be
we're
an
all on-
acceptable immigration in your opinion? Then
Let them in
Integration.
like all the other countries do. You come in legally. What do you mean? That's simple.
It's a legal process.
Well,
It's a
people
process.
go
okay.
to other
It
countries
was a
illegally also,
misunderstanding
and that's
because I was coming into this under the assumption, because I haven't been listening. I will say that.
I'm saying you
It
have
was
an
under
opinion
the
over there.
under the assumption that you were saying you wanted to ban, because the way you made it sound is like you wanted to ban like immigration completely.
You gotta listen
Our
instead of just
our disagreement
thinking
came
out
from
loud.
because I portrayed it as like I like immigrants, you know, and he disagreed with the liking of immigrants.
I didn't disagree. See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all have like a listening block or something. Because
I don't think I've been listening to you more than anything in this. That's why I asked a clarifying question.
yeah, so my answer is no, they should come in legally. Like we gotta go to Mexico. We gotta get a passport to go over there.
Do we think that the legalization process is perfect?
What I'm saying is, why do y'all get
No.
to come over here and
No.
do what
Okay.
y'all want to?
Good.
Y'all know
Can I ask
ain't invite nobody to the barbecue.
Hold on, Seven. My question is a legitimate question. You think it's okay that a person from China is pregnant, they're 9 months pregnant, and all of a sudden they come over here to America and had that baby, and that baby, since that baby was born over here in America, is automatically getting taken care of for 18 years?
Why not?
Because technically that baby was belonging to another country. You just so happen to have that baby over here in America, and that baby automatically gets citizenship. I don't think that's fair.
I think you want like the old integration system where if your parents were immigrants, if you were born to those parents, they would say, "Oh, you are a British-born citizen, but you are of Polish descent, and you are technically a Pole."
I think to be like completely fair to the whole situation, we just have a completely different view on the topic, so there's going to be like no common ground on an argument like this.
I mean, this common ground.
Wait. My thing is, I view immigrants as like extremely positive for society and culture, and I don't have problems with like birthright citizenship or whatever. We're a country full of immigrants, even white people. Every white person in this country is an immigrant, you know. We're made up of all immigrants, and that's why America has done so well. And America also does the best with integration of immigrants into our society. Most of them become.
But don't you think that's a problem? Yet again, this is one of the main problems that you have, and that brings up this argument. Because yet again, your parents is technically from another country. Just because you're pregnant and you're 9 months pregnant, and you're like, hey, baby, let's take a trip to America. And you come over here to America and you have this baby over here in America. Now your baby has American citizenship when technically your baby should have been having citizenship in another country. Then you come along and you got this bad guy president in office now who y'all claim is a bad guy, who people that claim that, and you got the separation of family. And you wouldn't necessarily have that separation of family if that wasn't able to happen, that you could come over here and have a baby over here, even though you're not even a descendant from over here. You wasn't even born over here.
I think hold on, real quick. Wait. If I could explain one thing. I think the not necessarily a misunderstanding, but the dissertation, is that the right word? Whatever word, but I think the thing that's getting lost in translation here is he's basically saying, Money's basically saying, our country is formed on immigration. Everybody here is an immigrant, right? But just because we've been here a longer time, that gives us more of a right than it does somebody who's coming from a different country.
It
I
does.
think
That's
where-
like,
And
it,
here-
dude. That's like if you the head chef in a restaurant. You work there.
Put your
20
hand down.
You got
Well, he's
seniority over
talking. I'm
every-
just saying that I'm gonna cut in once he's done talking. I'm
Okay.
being polite.
I think that,
Okay.
but yeah, if you worked at a job for 20 years, that means you got seniority over everybody else.
That's such a problem with it. I'm being polite, man.
No, I like that polite. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
if you
but
been here
I
longer,
think
you do
what
have
he's
seniority.
saying is, hold on. I think what he's okay. Sorry, I should stop speaking for you. You can go ahead and speak.
Like I said, if you've been here longer, you have more say so than a person that just came in. Yes, you do. So if we all immigrants,
Sure, but
we
like
all-
if we're going by the job thing, you don't get to decide who comes in and who doesn't. You get
In
more
the
of a say,
union,
quote
you do.
unquote.
The union.
yeah,
But in like
It's
your
about-
average job,
yeah, you do.
You don't
Because
get a
if I worked at McDonald's and I've been working there 20 years, and here comes some young person coming in and they causing problems, I'm gonna go to the manager and say, I don't like this person. They causing problems. The manager gonna get out because they trust me. I've been here 20 years. So you don't have as much rights as me. You have to earn that over time. You just can't come in and thinking you running the show. It don't work like that.
You
And
do
I
that-
don't
have
think
historical-
anybody's
I got a
coming in
question.
here and acting like they run the show. That's a
I
very
was going to
Hold on.
say
dishonest
though,
way of
Yeah.
you
showing
do
it.
have historical basis for stuff like this, like with the Romans. The Romans were originally Greeks, and then over time they became the Romans. They were the Romans. You know, if you were to ask them, they wouldn't say they were Greek. They'd say, "Oh, we're Roman."
Yeah, they did distinguish themselves from Greek. They were
Even though they were
more.
from Greece originally.
Yeah,
You know, so
after
over
a
time
while,
you
you
can
hear
mold and shift.
that's like you living in your
Yeah,
house.
through generations, so right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
am
but
I
that's what I
wrong?
mean with the American argument. Although originally
Oh.
all of America was through immigration, as time has passed, it has molded and shifted into the American identity.
Yes,
Out of-
but
out of-
nothing has changed. Wait.
Go
Nothing
ahead,
has
go ahead.
changed. Nothing has changed from immigration being one of our greatest strengths in America.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not completely against immigration. For
Okay.
me, the whole thing is that there shouldn't be
Right.
with immigrants. There shouldn't be alienation, and there should be more integration. You know,
I agree. I do think that there is like stuff that we have to pay attention to on our borders and immigration. I'm not discounting any of that. I would like there are problems with illegal being a problem. Like yes, we have borders for a reason and everything. I totally agree.
And that's all I'm saying is we got borders for a reason. And if you're born in another country, instead of running and running away from your country, try making your country better. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. I'm not saying that. It might be hard. You might have to die about it. But that shows that you really care. That's what a patriot is.
I think
All right.
okay. If
And
I'm being
immigrants
fair, I
are
think
everybody,
hold on.
everybody, hold on. Let's wrap this up, and I want to show a quick video and have a quick discussion, if that's okay.
Here, let's end it
Go
with
ahead.
Edub's opinion because Edub's been
I'm
quiet.
going to jump out because my phone's going to die. But thank you,
No,
guys.
I'm straight. I'm gonna
You're
pay.
welcome.
I'm just listening.
Oh, I didn't get to say bye to that guy.
Yeah,
Alright.
he was cool.
Out of like fairness, like so we can sort of meet on a common ground. I think we agree, but you have a more extremist view. Let me see what your name is. Sorry, 7 days. I think you have a more extremist view
extremist-
than
Who got it?
on the whole situation. You.
No, we can't agree to that. We're not going to agree to that. That's your opinion. And Christian, like I said, it sounds like you got a listening block, so of course you're gonna have that opinion.
I've been nothing but respectful to you. I don't know why you're coming at me so hot.
I'm being respectful too, but you said I have an extremist of view, and that's not.
I
what's
think you
respectful
do.
about
I
that.
think you have more an
Okay,
extreme
but what is
view than we
respectful
do.
about that? What's respectful about saying that?
By saying you have a more extreme view than we do on a certain
How is that
situation.
How is that respect? Explain how.
How
that's
is that
respectful.
not respectful?
Why
Man,
did
go
you
on.
take disrespect to that? Why did
Yeah,
you take
why did you
disrespect
take
to that?
disrespect to that?
No, because he used these are the words he using. He used the word respect. He used the word extremist. And what I'm saying is, how is that respect if you call somebody an extremist?
I apologize. What I meant to say was you have a more extreme view on the situation at hand than we do.
That's not extreme. That's called common sense. If you're born somewhere, then take care of your house before you run away from home. That house at extreme.
And I think we fundamentally just disagree on the whole situation
Yeah,
at hand.
so
the house is burning down. Are you gonna stay in the home?
Fixing your house, if you had a hole in your roof, instead of you fixing your house, you just gonna give up and abandon it. But I think that's extremists.
There's plenty of people that do that, you know.
Yeah, but instead of building your house and fixing your house, you're just gonna run, and I think that's the easy way to go.
A lot of people have like beat up broke cars and shit, and they go and trade in their car for a new one.
Yeah, but guess what? There's some beautiful old schools, and if you fix them up, they're gonna be still beautiful.
That's true.
That's just the laziness. We talked about Americans being lazy. That's the laziness in America, to where, oh, I got a hole in my sock, so let me throw away the sock instead of patching it up and keep it lit. But it's easier.
Who the fuck does that? Do you patch up your socks?
I'm just saying that we think like that. We're like we said earlier, we're so rich, we're so spoiled that we see a hole in our sock, we throw it away instead of patching it up. That's the spoiled.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they so spoiled. So
wait. Why are we saying socks though? Because you're not going to keep them dirty ass socks, are you?
I'm just saying though, you can.
Bro,
we're
got
so
these stinking socks on.
We're so rich in America, we can afford some more socks instead of patching up the ones we got. So that's the spoiledness. So that's what that is. When you hearing Christian, you're hearing a spoiled man.
You're hearing a spoiled man because I said you had a more extreme view than I do.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That's just like such a crybaby take. I mean,
hey man, like I said, you the spoiled one here.
I'm spoiled for saying that you have a more extreme view than I do. I think you're like taking a personal attack, and I
don't take it as an attack or personal. It's just a part. We're just talking. But what I'm saying is, it's easier, like I said, to give up than to actually keep trying. It's easier to give. It's very easy to give up. And can you agree that it's easier to give up than to work hard on something? Is it easier to give up? Do you agree on that?
I think you're just trying to get like a simple own, but sure.
I'm saying, do you agree that it's easier to give up on things in life?
Sure.
Okay,
sometimes depends on the situation. Actually, it depends on the situation.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying about the immigrants. It's easier for them to say, "All right, you know what? Instead of us working on the corruption, instead of us fixing our country, let's just leave and go to America where they give out free food stamps. It's easier to do that. It's easier.
They come here for a great welfare, yo.
It's lazy mentality.
They come here for the great welfare that 90% of people who actually need it can't get.
Right. Instead of working on that in your own country. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
CNN panel when they tried to argue this.
The economy's on fire.
He's doing
what are you talking about?
The American economy. Nobody is taking us.
What is this job loss? The economy is on fire.
The economy is doing okay.
Brand damage to the American brand. We are a laughing stock. We're a laughing stock in Europe, a laughing stock in Asia. If you're inside the Trump bubble and you're on Twitter with all the bros, it hits hard. It's really getting real.
That's not what the numbers say. The number one destination for invested capital on earth is still over 50% in America. Tonight, right now. So I don't know what you're talking about for a laughing stock. The money pours in. Trillions of dollars comes to America. Why? Best place to invest on earth.
Largest consumer economy.
I think, Kevin, you're making a great, you're making a great argument for why.
Because I'm right.
Kevin O'Leary effortlessly fended off this.
You know, I want to say something so bad. Listen, it's still true. America is able to deal with the hardships that we're faced, but the problem is we are losing it. It's only been 3 months so far, and there has been damage to our economy. Yes, we are still the greatest nation on earth, but it's only been 3 months. We'll see what happens. I don't necessarily think that the economy will completely collapse. I just think that there will be damage done,
Can you go into depth on what do you consider damage? What is your definition of damage?
Countries not having faith in our currency, so less investments are made from other countries. Okay, if we're just talking about that alone,
just go through your list. Bam, 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 bam.
Okay.
Trump just got us so much money. What you talking about?
Okay, explain.
What do you mean explain? Donald Trump just got us all these 500 trillions or whatever trillions of dollars in Saudi Arabia.
You can't say whatever and then tell him to explain. You gotta like go in depth into that.
Christian, wait your turn.
I'm keeping you to the same standard that you're keeping him, motherfucker. You can keep the same standard.
Talk for himself, okay? So if I'm talking to
No. If you're gonna make him explain, you're gonna have to explain what you mean by whatever.
You don't need no backup dancer though.
Backup dancers? I'm keeping you to the same standard that you're keeping him. What?
Hey, don't disrespect my backup dancers, man.
Hey, he like that.
I appreciate you, Christian.
You see how the girl came on with the titty out in the backup person. That's who he is.
Wait, did that act? Hold on. Unironically, what did she do? Did she like just pull her titty out for no reason?
She pulled her whole titty out. It was an accident, but she pulled her whole titty out on screen.
Oh, okay. I thought she like just pulled her titty out because she was like losing an argument or some shit.
No, it was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident, but it was pretty funny.
Put your titty up.
Listen, don't tempt me, motherfucker. I'll pull my titty out right now.
What was the question? What question were we like trying to figure out?
I was saying was that, you know, we are getting a lot of investment. Trump just got us what, $5 trillion? That's why I said $5 trillion from Saudi Arabia. Did he not do that? That's proof. He just did that.
Okay. Well, you can't say that as proof. Do you want me to look it up? What kind of investments we got?
What happened?
Okay, let me look it up. Let me see what.
We don't need to look it up, man. We know that he went out there and got us some money. We see it.
This the part of money that I like. He's like, man, let me go look it up. Hold on, wait a minute.
Well, because I could be wrong also. Sometimes I fact checked and I'm wrong, you know? We're all looking for the truth, right?
I just like the part.
No, I like that too. I like that too because you can't put stuff. So Google Saudi Arabia trip. Donald Trump went to Saudi Arabia. If you don't believe that,
what if I start looking up like Canadian investments that they pulled out of? Would you say that goes towards my point?
Well, that Canada pulled out of some investments?
You pulled out of a lot of investments.
Well, you would have to prove that, just like how I told you that we got $5 trillion or whatever the amount is from Saudi Arabia. You would have to say,
okay, I'm gonna prove it exactly how you proved it. Hold on, I'm gonna prove it exactly how you proved it. Canada businesses pulled out of America.
Well, like I said, you can go on a video of mine. Can we go on a video of yours?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, Capiche.
Here, Capiche. Wait, Capiche. Can you please look stuff up for me? Because you're able to pull it up and show things on screen.
What I'm saying is he controls what comes onto the screen. So
hey.
I don't have to. If I had control over the screen, I'll pull it up.
That's why y'all put it in the group chat.
Okay.
It's easy
all right,
for
then
me
say
to
that
get to.
then. Say that then. But Capiche, you know he went to Saudi. If y'all don't know he went to Saudi Arabia, man, y'all don't.
No, we know that. We know that he's got investments from the Middle East, but all our allies, not all our allies, but there's been a lot of pullouts from our allies and our greatest business partners, like Canada, you know? Maybe it's equalized by the Saudis, but do we really want investments that bad from the Saudis where we're... Oh man, he's cutting out.
Right.
Real quick,
you there?
I'm gonna go ahead and head out. This is outside of my expertise. I don't really know what y'all are talking about at this point. So y'all have fun.
Got you.
Talk to you later.
I appreciate it, Christian.
Yeah,
what's his expertise? Christian, what's your expertise before you go? Oh, he left. What's his
He pays attention more to like drama stuff, like what's going on like YouTube or whatever.
Oh, I can tell. Oh, that makes sense. What his opinions is. It's drama. Okay, I got it. Gossip. Got it.
He don't pay attention to more politics. He kind of watches my stuff, but he's not really interested when I talk about politics, you know.
That's why I said, what's his expertise?
Like I said, like internet drama stuff.
Oh, like, oh, somebody slapped somebody and they stole the money and then somebody pulled their titty out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got you. Hold on. See if I
starting to speak up. You're starting to speak up on the community, and I don't blame us because we tired. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that there's a huge difference between regular black folk and ninjas. Let me break it down for you. Ninjas want to stay in their horrible environments. They have no self-respect and no self-control. They go around unaliving, essaying, stealing, robbing. They don't care about each other. They don't take care of their neighborhoods.
Hands up. Capiche, please, let's not talk about hella black issues with all these Caucasians. Please, let's not do that.
There's only Caucasian here.
Well, now you, but let's not do that.
And I got the N-word pass.
No, you don't, bro. No, you don't. Capiche, pull up the video that I sent you, please. To stay on topic because they can't wait to say the N-word.
What video you just sent me?
These fucking Caucasians dying to say the N-word, bro. Please don't give them that pass. Because they can't wait to get the pass.
Bro, I'm waiting on my N-word pass certificate, man.
I know. White people love to say it. Shit, I know, we know.
Hey, I'm half black and I give them the N-word pass. Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, well, you got to be all the way black like me, real roster. When your hair look like this, then you don't get the pass. Not no melatonin, half black, half white transformer. He don't get the pass.
I'm about to say the N-word.
No, bro. Just be honest, buddy. You just want to say it because you like to degrade black people, bro. But we ain't doing that.
I don't. No, I don't. I'm friends with all of you guys. Come on.
Politics. Let's not talk about black people because that's when white people show their true colors. You already said you a satanic. You already said you love the devil, bro. Let's not go there.
I feel like I'm more pro-black than
no, you're not.
You guys sometimes.
No, you're not. Who is you guys? See? All right, let's go, man. You want to go? You want to start this, bro?
No, I feel like you're. Yeah, I feel like you're pretty pro-black, but sometimes we talk about black community stuff, and I feel like I tend to have a little bit more sympathy.
I can't speak on for nobody.
We're talking about saying the N-word right now. I'll rip like 5 of them in a row.
No.
Watch me.
No, bro,
look, we spoke on the devil, and look who popped up. Oh my god!
Listen, we're talking about saying the N-word. You got me real excited over here, man.
No, my
bro,
god!
You gotta get out.
I said the devil's name, and look who popped up. Oh my god!
Listen, E-Dub likes accusing me of calling him the N-word, so I've got to fulfill my prophecy.
Bro, you want to say the N-word, bro? Is a devil. Is a devil.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like hooked to a chain right now. I'm trying so hard.
Bro, you gotta chill out.
It's holding me back, dude.
You gotta
Money's
chill
holding
out.
me back. He gives the word, and I'll say it.
Listen, I'm sweating over here. Don't do it.
Money is the shot caller. If he tells me to say it, I'll say it. I'll rip like 10 of them in a row.
Yeah, we
Bro,
know.
They'll show up to my house. Don't do it.
Hold on. Look what I was saying. That's what I was saying, Money. You see what I'm saying? When you give a white person just the opportunity to show their true color, they can't wait to say it. And this is an example of what I was just saying. Y'all can't wait to disrespect black people because y'all really hate black people, but we get it.
You want to see true hatred?
YouTube made us that way.
YouTube made us. He can't wait to disrespect black people because it's the devil. The devil just loves to go against the guy. So it's like.
You mean Yakub? Yakub did that.
I mean, yeah, Yakub. Yeah, we talked about that. But what I'm saying is this. Y'all can't wait to be disrespectful and show y'all true color. Y'all just can't
listen. I can't wait to be disrespectful to any race, any minority. I can't wait to be disrespectful. Any slur, I'll gladly say it.
Kristen, you're digging this hole for me right now, man.
No, I'm saying this purely on my behalf. Any slur, I'll gladly say it. I'll fucking say my own.
Hold on, let me ask you a quick question.
Don't do it. I am sweating, bro.
Equal rights, equal fights. Okay.
I just knew E-Dub was gonna back me up on this one. Where you go?
Where'd E-Dub go?
I know. I wanted him to defend me, have my back, man, against this.
He's accusing me of calling him an N-word on a public live stream where I didn't say it, so he gets like really upset when I bring it up.
Listen, Christian, I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind you saying the N-word because that's what devil's gonna do. I was telling Money earlier, like I don't mind that y'all being disrespectful because that's what the devil does. Like, I'm not gonna run away from it. I know what the devil do, so I'm not scared.
Listen. I don't say I say the N-word for sport. I don't say it to hurt. I say the N-word for sport. Okay.
Yeah, but listen, Christian, if you know it hurts people, like you see, it hurts people. But you're a devil, so you enjoy hurting people.
Listen, when did I call E-Dub the N-word? When have I called anybody in here the N-word or anything even remotely racist?
Said that he what did you just say about him? You just said that.
I said he ran because he accused me of saying the N-word and is thoroughly convinced that I am a through the heart racist.
I mean, you are, but that's okay because that's how you was raised.
What? How can you claim that I'm a racist? You don't even know me,
you dude. You can't wait to say the N-word.
Yes, I can't wait to say a word. I'm sorry.
That makes you a racist and a devil because you can't wait to hurt somebody. If you know,
am I punching like if the N-word hurts you? I'm sorry. That's more of how sensitive. Considering, like, I'm going purely off of assumption right now that you're a Republican.
If you're smart enough to know that some people are sensitive, some people don't like certain words. You as a devil, you want to keep hurting them. You want to keep saying it because your intentions is to hurt people. That's why you want.
My intentions is to say the most absurd thing in the room that makes people uncomfortable. Okay.
And that's what the devil is. That's what I'm talking about.
We're Yakubian.
If you want to call me, right? I guess I'm a turbo racist now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm a turbo racist.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Listen, here's an apology for all black people. I'm sorry, black people.
You don't have to be sorry. Bruh. Be happy who you are.
So I should start going in the streets and screaming the N-word. I should be a proud racist then.
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
Don't be ashamed.
Okay, so when I come back in the call, when I get back in the call with my King of the Black People banner across my chest, will you respect me?
If you do what? Say that one time.
If I get a banner across my chest that says King of the Black People after I scream the N-word at a crowd of black people, will you respect me then?
No, I would never respect you because you a devil, and I would never respect the
devil. I'm a devil? Dude, what the fuck? What do I got to do to gain your respect?
You can never. The devil would never gain my respect.
Dude.
You can do nothing.
All right, I guess I'm going to go back to bed.
The only thing you can do... Okay, I got you. This is what you can do. You can bow down to a black person's feet and kiss their feet, and then I'll give you some respect.
Okay, I'll send a video of that in an hour. Okay, I'm gonna go grab that video right now. I will be back. I'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go kiss a black person's foot.
Yeah, but you'll still be a devil, but I will respect that.
What the fuck? I can't do anything to appease this guy. I'm out of here, dude.
I don't know why he came back on. Like, we start speaking to the devil, and Christian popped up.
Money over there sweating balls.
My hands are so sweaty. I was like, "Where's this guy?"
It's like, who's that? What was that? It's like,
all love to this guy.
If you like saying,
hey dog, he popped up so fast.
Hey, it's like saying Candyman in the mirror. You say a few times that the Candyman go pop up. Like if you say the devil, Christian don't pop up.
He's just trying to be funny, guys. He's just trying to be funny. Don't think that he's racist. Okay, all right, good. All right. Leave it there.
Because you're smart, right? You are smart. So think about like this. If somebody, right, is offended by something, if you don't want to be called if you don't want to be called boogerhead, right? And you know that. And I keep calling you boogerhead. I'm intentionally trying to hurt you, correct? If you told me, hey, 7 days, I don't want to call this, and I just say, oh, I can't wait to call you boogerhead. I'm waiting on.
Yeah, he didn't call you that though. He was just joking around.
He said I get you, but what he said is, I can't wait to say it. We was already talking about the N-word.
Because you were saying that I can't wait to say this, and we were going along with the joke.
We
all understand that it's a joke, right? We're joking, right?
Guess what? It's a joke to y'all because y'all not offended. That's why it's funny to the white man. But what I'm saying
is, hold on, just for a sec. You were claiming that we couldn't wait. It was like an out of hand comment. Obviously, it was a joke, right? You don't really mean that we can't wait to say the N-word, right?
I really believe y'all can't wait to say it.
No, okay, well then fine.
I don't think
care.
y'all joking. I don't think y'all joking about that. I don't think y'all playing. I really think that y'all can't wait to say it, and y'all show who y'all is. What comes out y'all mouth? Yo,
Okay.
thought. What I'm telling you, what you think comes out of man, what a man think it comes out of his mouth. So the reason why y'all talk how y'all talk, the reason why y'all say what y'all say is because that's what y'all think.
Do you think that we're inherently racist or something?
I don't think that you're racist, bro. I just think that
that's what you're trying to say.
No,
That's
what
what
I'm
you're trying to
saying is,
say.
I'm gonna say this. What I'm saying, because racist is more like an action. I just think that y'all is like devils, like y'all devils. Y'all here is like you say, you satanic. So I'm not telling nothing that's fake. You're the satanic. You're the devil. And when we're talking to the devil, y'all can't wait to do devilish shit.
Here's 7 days. Look how bored they are up top, bro. We gotta move on.
Yeah, because
we gotta move on, bro.
The reason why they not saying nothing is because they agree to what I'm saying. And we as black people are God-fearing people. Y'all is devils. So we're hella different.
Christianity is a Judeo and Roman created religion.
People. We're godly, God-fearing people. You guys don't fear God. Y'all devils. So
are you saying you guys as in white people? Is that what you're saying? As in white people?
Money and Christian. Y'all.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to white people. My bad. All right. My bad.
Money and Christian is freaking devils, satanic worshipers, Luciferian worshipers. So shit is funny to y'all that God people don't play about. You understand?
Hey, did you see your
serious? Yeah, we take it serious while y'all play
7
with
days?
That's
Did you see your girl on your girl boxer on Guinness Arena?
The who?
That female boxers on Guinness Arena, that undefeated female.
Oh, Clarissa?
Yeah.
No, I didn't catch that, but C. Marie, please elaborate, because I know you feel me, baby. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know you feel me. This nod your head, boy, if you feel me. You ain't even gotta say nothing, man. I know you don't want to. Yep, there you go.
Oh, all right.
I know you don't want to fight no demon, but guess what? I'm a demon slayer. You know what I'm talking about? You got the right one, money. That's why I said you should have brought me on your podcast.
Say you got the right one.
Yeah, you should have brought me on the podcast. I'm not one of them black people that's scared of the devil. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna run and hide and tuck. I'll go against 10 of y'all. It could be one against 10 devils. I'll go against all y'all. You got the right one with me, buddy. Y'all picked the wrong black person to pick on.
I want you on my live stream so bad. You friend request me or something, man. Please.
Request me, bro, on my Instagram. What is your live stream? What is it on? What do you want?
Listen, just because you're in the Facebook group chat, right?
Yeah.
Just friend request me and I'll get it worked out.
All right, man. Because I don't have no problem slaying no devils, bro. No problem.
All right.
See, E-Dub, he don't want to deal with the devil. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. But me, I got time today.
Where did E-Dub go? He dropped out?
Yeah, because he probably didn't want to hear that demon talk.
Bro, cause you that bruh, like you in I hate to be in defense of them. I hate at this point.
Bro, don't even do it. Don't do it.
Sweet friends, it's okay to defend me.
No, Capisha, I ain't gonna let you don't defend no devil, bro. Let's talk about
Capiche, my homie, he gonna defend me. Come on, Capiche.
Capiche, you not gonna defend no devil, bro. Tell me about Clarissa Shields.
Come on, man, have my back a little bit.
I just don't think. No, it's like Caitlin Clark. He shouldn't have ran. He shouldn't have ran. He should have stayed in. He could have stayed muted. He could have stayed here and stayed muted, though.
No, that was disrespectful.
But see, you got to understand what I said earlier about godly people. They don't want to stoop down to that demonic level. Some people, their souls, they're on a pedestal that they can't go down to your level.
I would have prayed for him.
He got off to pray.
No, I would have stayed on here and prayed for him. If I ever had a war like that and I felt like I was losing, I'm just keeping it real. I'm losing to a devil? finna pray right there in front of him.
Are we really considering me a demon?
Yeah,
The
bro.
whole
You
time
said
I'm
you
convinced that I'm a
satanic
demon?
worshiper.
It's not
Yeah.
that you're a demon, it's just the fact that you're satanic. So it's the fact of the debate, it's the fact of an argument, it's the fact that I'm losing. Let me bring this down so y'all can see that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, of the factor of the point. We're in a debate. You two and Christian is getting on my top. Y'all and stuff like that. Oh man, I'm gonna get down on my knees and I'm gonna start praying to Jesus.
Money,
and watch
your
America.
name, literally
You
money.
see what I'm saying? When it comes to fighting right. It's just a Christian formality of fighting a devil.
Yeah,
not
you
calling
literally,
you
your
the
name is literally
devil.
God doesn't tell you to run away, though, right?
because everybody don't have the energy to
Yeah,
fight
but
with devil.
you knew, and you admitted it. You admitted it. You know what little buttons to push. Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Let me drop this in here. Let me drop that in there. Because other than that, nobody else was really paying attention like that. You know what I'm saying? So you see a person that's coming from a place of goodness that wants to come on a podcast somewhere, venture somewhere new. You know what I'm saying? All this space over here new. You know that you ain't dumb. I'm not going to sit up here and play like you dumb. Okay?
Yeah, you're not dumb. You're very intelligent. But guess
So
what?
therefore, go ahead.
My bad, Capiche, interrupted you, bro. But I want to read this scripture out of the Bible, what it talks about. Right? Yeah, you got the right one, Demon. Listen, it says. So in Revelations, right? You said you believe in the Bible a little bit, right, Money? Some of the stuff or whatever. Okay,
It
whatever.
depends
And
on
whether
what you
you
mean
do or you
believe.
don't. Look, watch what in Revelation 12 it says, right? So the great dragons, right, was cast out. Listen to what it says. The great dragon was cast out. That serpent of old, right? It's an old serpent, right? Old serpent. They call it the devil or Satan. Okay? The serpent is called the devil or Satan. The devil is to deceive the whole world. You know what deceive men is to trick you, right?
Just like how Yakub created us, yep.
Yeah, y'all was created to deceive, right? So he was cast on earth and his angels was cast out with him. Then I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now salvation and strength of the kingdom of our God. So when when the devil got cast out, we now have salvation, right? And the power of Christ has come. So now the power of Christ have fully come because y'all gone. The devil got cast out. So that's like a splinter in your foot. You took the splinter out. Now your foot can heal. So it said for the accuser of brethren who accused them. So pretty much, and by the word of their testimony, it did not love their life to death. So pretty much it's talking about how the devil is here to deceive. And when the devil is gone, right, then we can actually have salvation. But see, the thing is y'all love the devil. So until we cast out y'all demons, then we're not going to have salvation while the devil is around. So when you talking about E-Dub, whatever his name is, he leaves when the devil comes because some people don't want to deal with devils. But when you fucking with me, a person that knows these scriptures, a person that has a higher way of thinking that's not thin-skinned, I know how to cast the devil out. That's why Christians have to leave because the devil don't like when God comes.
So you Christian or Muslim?
I'm a godly person. I'm not a religion. I'm not part of a religion. I don't subscribe to a religion, but I do subscribe to God. And you describe to the devil, which is the complete opposite.
That's definitely what I subscribe to. Yep.
And it also says in the Bible, the love for money is the root to all evil. So your name is money and demon. You are a devil. And
yep. And what is Trump? Wait. What is Trump? An extremely wealthy man.
No, Trump never claimed to be no demon or no devil. He believes in God. You don't. So I'm not saying all white people is demons. I'm saying you are a demon. You are a devil. Yes, you don't look around you. The person with the skull in the background, the person that got the skull in the background. So as a man thinketh, a man doeth. So y'all think like this. So that's why y'all say little shit. That's why y'all try to bully E-Dub. But when a real God walks up, Christian runs, and you probably want to run too.
What?
Yeah, you.
All right.
And it says in John chapter 8 and 44, you are your father, talking about money demon. You are your father, which is the devil, and desires of your father you want to do. So that's why you can't.
What is this, an exorcism? What is going on?
No, this ain't no exorcism. This might be an exorcism. And maybe I'm gonna do what E-Dub couldn't do. You are your father, the devil, and your desires of your father, you want to do the same thing. That's why y'all can't wait to say the N-word 10 times. He was a murderer from the beginning. He does not stand in truth because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own resources, for he is a liar and the father of it. So that's what's describing y'all.
Oh my God, I'm cured. I'm not a Satan worshiper anymore. Thank you, 7 days.
You still are because
I'm saved. Thank you, 7 days. I appreciate it.
No, you're not saved. You're still a devil. And your father was too, and so was Christian. So that's why he got the fuck up out of here. And you can't wait to get out of here too. You like, damn, can we change the subject? Because that's what the devil does when I start.
Look bored. What do you mean? I could stick on the subject all day. They look bored. Look at them.
Yeah, because they listening, and that's something that you can't do. You can't listen and learn because you guys have a listening block.
I've been saying we can move on, and Capiche been wanting to play this video for like an hour now.
But you're pointing to them because they're listening and learning, and this is something the devil can't do.
I really want to see why haven't you tried to rebuttal anything that he said? Just curiosity.
Because it's nonsense rebuttals. I don't believe in Satan or nothing.
So but I just said that you're a liar because earlier you said you were satanic. So you're
like, what do you mean rebuttals, Capiche? How am I supposed to rebuttal that? I said I don't believe in Satan, and he said, but you do. What are you talking about?
You earlier said you would believe in Satan. You said that out your own mouth. So now you're lying?
Just being sarcastic.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what the devil does. You deceive.
Okay.
I don't believe in. But that's what I'm saying. We don't know if you're telling the truth or you're lying because you're a devil. You're deceiving us. We don't know which one it is. That's a snake.
Okay. I don't believe in the devil. There's your answer.
Earlier, you said you were satanic, and you literally pulled up a skull. You did this weird shit with your fingers, but now you're saying you're not a believer in Satan. It's because you're a devil, and you don't know what to believe. You're deceiving everybody, and that's what the devil does. You don't even know the truth.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Because you're a devil, bro.
Good
and
7 days.
Because guess what? And I will tell you this. I'm gonna tell you what E-Dub couldn't tell you. The only way to for salvation is to get the devil out your heart.
Okay.
Somebody calling me. Hold on, y'all.
All right. Are we gonna play that video, or do you guys want to grill me about
Don't say y'all grilling you. I just thought you had some comebacks. Give you a chance to come back if you don't want to.
Well, he's making outrageous claim outrageous claim after outrageous claim, and I don't know how. Like, what's my rebuttal supposed to be? I don't believe in the devil, and then he goes, but you do, and I'm like, well, okay, I don't know what to say. I can't tell you what I think. Apparently,
Okay. So you don't.
No. I am a Satanic Temple member, but like, I just haven't explained it. I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to hear an explanation of what.
Let me tell you something. I like learning new things. I don't know what the Satanic Temple is about. That's why I automatically assume that means you worship him.
Yeah.
So you could explain it to me so I can know for future reference.
So I tried to explain it in the group chat before, but basically it's just a bunch of goofball atheists like myself that protest like Christianity being involved in the government. So like if it's like schools having Bible study or something, they go and they have like Satan club, right? And they don't teach anything about Satan, just like science and math and things like that. And it's only because we're a secular country and we like separation of church and state without infringing on people's religious rights. And that's all it is. Nobody in the Satanic Temple believes in Satan. We're just a bunch of goofball atheists, you know.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. No, and it's also like we accept Christians and what they believe in, everything, you know, but it's like an activist group, you know, that get involved with government to protect secularism.
So that's why you said, well, I think I seen in the chat, like, y'all don't sacrifice and do all of that craziness.
Yeah, that's some made up shit, and that's what I was trying to tell E-Dub before, but then he blew up on me.
Yeah, because that's the, you know.
I love to listen. I love when you listen and you like, but yet again, when you know what I'm saying, when you know you got a person trigger, a trigger person is not going to listen, like, period. Like, we can all agree.
I know, and I don't know. Well,
it's funny.
What am I supposed to do?
But yet again,
the best I could do is have fun with it. I don't know how else to handle these situations. You know, the best I could do is at least try to be entertaining about the situation.
See, that's why I like to know more information, because just off face value, I would have been like, okay, yeah, you know, y'all worshiping this guy and sacrificing babies and drinking blood and stuff. I'd have been like, what's going on there? But you clearly said that's not about none of that.
I don't know. We can also like Google or like watch a video explaining what the Satanic Temple is. Like, I'm not trying to convert. Like, the whole goal of the Satanic Temple is like to not exist at all. Like, there's no reason for the Satanic Temple to exist in the first place, you know? Like, nobody's trying to make people Satanic Temple members or like draw people away from their faith or anything, you know?
Bunch of people hanging out discussing politics.
True believers, it wouldn't happen no way.
What happened?
But you know, there's small cults like that is what starts in America or in other countries are starting into bigger things. That's why a lot of other people, especially the government, look at y'all as a threat. And I understand why y'all would, you know what I'm saying, go against the government beliefs. But yet again, just petition loudly, not making it so, I guess, I don't want to say weird, but then, you know what I'm saying, I guess to the government, it gotta look weird.
This is okay, like, you know, I'm an abrupt person and I do radical things to like grab attention or whatever, or to make points. That's like what the Satanic Temple does is, and especially because it's trying to show a mirror to, like, an unflattering mirror to like what Christians do by getting involved in the government, you know? Like, yeah, I disagree. I don't like that they do that, but it's like an activist thing, you know? It would be nice that they didn't do that.
So you're part of something that you almost don't agree upon fully, but there are things that you do agree upon.
Well, I think it has just a greater purpose in keeping the government secular, you know? It's fine for people to vote on their religious beliefs. Like, if they want to vote on like banning abortion or something, that's your constitutional right to vote on your religious beliefs, but it's not a constitutional right to force your religion onto others, and that's the goal of the Satanic Temple, you know?
Okay. See, I think, well, I ain't gonna think, I know. If y'all two would have started off with this conversation more like this on this behalf right here, getting a better understanding, you taking the time out to build understanding instead of being the radical side, which sound like you enjoy just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here to judge. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So you enjoy it. And that radical side you just pushed upon E-Dub. And obviously E-Dub is not a radical Christian. I mean, I don't
He's
even
not?
think.
You don't think Edub is a radical Christian?
He's a mouthful.
No,
What
no, no, no,
what
no.
what would you call that, Capiche?
Make it make sense.
You think no, I'm
Make
saying what would you call Edub? Like what, just a lover? Like
I want to say a born again Christian.
I'll
that's
say
that's a
this:
born again.
Born
like
again
my
Christian.
So radical would be make it make sense
Yeah. Just to give you an idea
of the difference in the
yeah,
tone.
because yet
Okay.
again, if make it make sense was on her, it'd have been scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture. He would have cut all of us out, but all of us have been on mute.
Yeah, we would have
Boy,
never talked. We would have
we would have
nobody
had
would
our
ever say
pencils and papers out. We'd have been learning. We'd be like, hey man, hold on, get your Bible, go to Christian store.com. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll say this: the reason why I say Edub is radical is he imposes his belief onto others all the time. Like he unblocked me on Facebook just to send me like his religious stuff, which it doesn't bother me or anything, but it's kind of like a forceful thing. That's why I say radical. Usually, when I consider a
Okay.
Christian radical, is just the forcefulness of imposing their beliefs onto other people. I have no problem with Christians or whatever. Christians, like 90% of Christians, are really good people. I have no problem with Christians, but I do have a problem with the forcefulness of certain Christians, and Edub kind of falls into that category.
I
Under
kind
your
of sense I kind of sense the like, not well, maybe he did feel like he could change you in some kind of
And
way.
I welcomed it.
But
it.
that is not, it's not done that way. It's not done that way. Like that's
Yeah.
not something that you can do to somebody. That's for them to do on their own. So yeah, I don't know.
their own
Yeah.
journey. You know what I'm saying?
It,
Because I like to bring up this point when I say Joe Rogan. I think Joe Rogan is like a prime example of a person who didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? During his podcast, he had a certain person on there, and what they said made him believe. Not that like they tried; it was just something that came upon him and then made him believe.
And that's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, 1 second. And that's what I was gonna say. Like that's not something you. At one point, I think everybody didn't believe. Like it's something that a journey that you take on your own. Like nobody can't just, like you said, you could hear something or something will trigger you and make you want that journey. It definitely
yeah.
can't be forced on somebody.
Okay. If I'm gonna give Edub like a lighthearted, constructive criticism, right? Because here's the thing about Edubs, I probably know a lot more than Edubs knows, right? Because I grew up Christian, and like I was Christian up until like I was like 19, right? Like I have a lot more experience with being Christian, and I could tell he doesn't know a lot about Christianity. I think that he needs to take more time before he starts trying to talk to people about like religion, because it feels like he's just jumping straight into it. Like he's really passionate and he's just jumping straight into like trying to share the word of God while not knowing a lot himself.
Yet again, a born
I
again Christian, somebody who fell off, you know what I'm saying? Because yet again, his testimony and being a born again Christian so exciting, he wants to spread that. And instead of just, being like a regular Christian and going to Bible study, doing all that, and just chill. Because yet again, for an example, and I hate to do this, but you know what I'm saying, how he wanted to jump into the Pacific of the relationship part. not just relationship in a whole. No, I want to go specific to marriage and what marriage means and stuff like that. Which, you know what I'm saying, he was going to go into what does marriage mean under the Christian value, and what does it mean under the structures and stuff like that. And okay, all right, yeah, okay. See, that's all right, whatever.
And you think he want to do that because of what he went through?
And what he's seeking. I mean, obviously he's looking for something. Like, we can all raise our hand and say, yes, he's looking for something.
He's looking for a wife.
None of my business. And I like to say, looking for that question mark. And whatever that question mark is, that's his question mark. Just to keep it fair. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have to start bringing that back into the fore when I discuss stuff like that. Because everybody has a question mark that needs to be filled. But yet again, if you can't answer the first question, and that's what money be exposing. Money, you expose the first question that he cannot answer for self. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people will always use that to advantage of a debate or a topic when you're having a discussion. And y'all getting the bump head, well, you don't know this, or you can't do this, or you can't say that, or you can't do this, or it's always something that a person can't do that is something of a blockage that's stopping that. Well, because I can do it, because you have done it, because you surpassed it. And in this circumstance, you can tell the trauma there. I'm not going to shut up, Capiche. Shut up, Capiche. But no. Not to say like this, but I'm gonna have to say it. To put him like, you can tell he's like at a Joe Biden state of mind.
Now wait a minute. What state is that? Come on now. For the people that don't know about this stuff.
What decade? What decade are we talking about here?
What
decade are we talking about?
We talking about after the pandemic. If we can go back. If we, we're talking about Sleepy Joe. I hate to say it like that, but I got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit on my podcast and sugarcoat it because I love to do. But yet again, to allude to what Money was saying, when you out here and you're stepping in the rooms of this wild internet, it's like stepping in the real world down a back alley. You're not going to step down a back alley, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the dark at 1 o'clock in the morning with nothing. Just because you believe in God, like, that's still ignorance. Am I not? I mean, we all can agree upon that. Just because I believe in God, that don't mean you should walk down this dark alley and it's high rate of crime. Come on.
Better be strapped.
Yeah. Or yet again, the video that we seen yesterday of the lady getting a gun pulling out your back hand. Just because you believe in God don't mean that you can put a gun in your back pocket, think that you're gonna be safe. You see what I'm saying? Yet again, that's why I'm saying with EW, it's like I'm stepping out here, but I'm just bing, 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 too fast. Slow down, take the time. You know what I'm saying? This is, go back to the Bible study, go back to the listening, go back to understanding, go back to the.
I think EW it just comes down to a lot of personal growth, whether that personal growth is spiritual or whatever. He's just got to do a little bit more spiritual or like personal, spiritual, whatever growth,
Love the dude. Want him be a Christian. Don't want him to follow Money's path. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that for the record. I just want to say that for the record. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it real, right? I got to keep it real. I'm not gonna say, hey, EW.
That's why I said though, if you're a true believer and you believe in what you believe in, nothing's gonna make you fall from that.
Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and say, EW. You know what I'm saying? You're not a good Christian. Give it up. You know what I'm saying? Put the Bible down. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But just understand, like, this world is full of sin. So therefore, stepping into this sin, trying to be holy, you gotta come with that sword, or people gonna walk all over you, or you're gonna feel taken advantage of. You got numbercating of the N word. And this is the point of why I let it keep going, and I'm glad I let it keep going for my audience, because the fact of the irritation of the N word, not the word being said. Did nobody say the word? And everybody couldn't agree that the word did not get said. But you got triggered just because he said, I said the N word 10 times. I'm not going to get triggered. I'm not going to go in my, you know what I'm saying, he picked on me bully bad because I was picked on through middle school. No. Matter of fact,
so what about the N word?
Man, where Christian at? Because Christian lurking.
Christian probably watching this right now.
Christian lurking. He's like, is he giving me the opportunity? You know what I'm saying? And not to say that Christian is a bad person. You know what I'm saying? But understand that Christian wants to be in confrontational arguments.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. Next time, money, you shouldn't be over there sweating. You put the stand on him. He said he got the whip. You should have been over there.
I was telling him, hey, don't do it, man.
No, you was like, don't do it. He was like, hey, he was like the white guy on Set It Off.
He was like, I'm gonna do it. I was like, no, don't.
You know the end of have you seen Set It Off, the movie? Oh my God. Okay. Just look at go to Set It Off, the movie, the Vivica A. Fox ended. And that white guy that was like, put it down. Put it down. And he walked up to her, Sony, put it down. She put the gun, what do you do? Good to your head. I think that's the best scene in Set It Off. That's the best. If that scene didn't happen, you wouldn't have cared about Queen Latifah dying. You wouldn't have cared about Jada Pinkett making the bus. You wouldn't know that scene had to happen. Put it down. Put it down. Boy, that boy was sweating bullets out there. That's how you was when Christians up there said, I said 10 times in a row. Your cat was looking at you like, are you okay? Never seen this side of you.
Listen, I knew he wasn't gonna say the N-word. It was just getting to a place where it was like, all right, this is.
You didn't know because let the wrong type of vibe would have crossed the table. Let a pow, let a pink, boy, you be like, oh,
listen,
man,
he didn't say it that one time. That one girl called him a cracker. I don't think that he would say that, especially out of like maliciousness or nothing. It was just entertainment purposes.
That back and forth right there was for not entertainment purposes. That was for learning purposes of EW. Look at her. Like sometimes when you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta fight fire with fire. Cause you can't do that. Man, I'm tired of people bullying me because I can't fight. That's why I got 911 on speed dial. Like if I can't fight, I'm gonna call the police on. That's even to me.
If you keep on getting beat up, learn how to fight,
Right. But yet again, I'm still on EW's side. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to come to be like you. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be a better Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to put that out there. You know what I'm saying?
My goal ain't to make nobody more like me. Don't worry. That's not my goal.
Hey, I just want to shout out to 138 people that's watching us live.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
138?
It's been a while since I've been up here to these numbers.
Look, you guys had to get me back.
Look, I guess it wasn't.
I've been gone for a good minute.
No, I think everything was done on purpose. I want to give y'all 5 minutes to finish that little part up. I think everything was done excellent. Everybody took it on the chin like a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that Christian came back through, you know what I'm saying, and stood on his ground. You know what I'm saying? Because the different topics, the different things, I think I'm glad 7 came through. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all this.
I'm back, baby.
Guess who's the Zach?
I was
You know what I'm
kind of
saying?
listening a little bit, but I can kind of not really.
Yeah, understandable. And you know what I'm saying? This has been one of the good shows where we use less video. So, you know what I'm saying? I highly appreciate that.
Hey man, I don't need no video, man. I got a mind, man. That's better than any computer you can find.
All right, come on, y'all. ChatGPT. Let's start asking no questions, y'all. ChatGPT versus 7 days, baby. Yeah, not tomorrow because I got to work tomorrow, but we're going to bring that up here. ChatGPT versus 7 days. I can't wait.
Man, ChatGPT ain't got nothing on me. You know? And nothing can top let's talk about this. Nothing can top the human brain. No matter what kind of technology y'all come up with, Google, Apple, ChatGPT, AI, it cannot top the human brain. So when y'all got y'all computers and y'all tablets and y'all iPhones and y'all bingity bangs, it cannot top the human brain, y'all. So everything.
Please let Bingity Bang be on one of these shorts. Please let them be on one of these shorts.
Hey, yeah, man, I'm a walking short, man. Man, listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all. Is you closing out right now?
No, we got 20 minutes.
Okay, I thought you was closing out doing closing arguments. I thought I heard that. Hold on, let me give me like 5 minutes. I'll be back again one more time.
But okay, so just to bring it up, just to bow, you know what I'm saying? There you go. I got something for us real quick.
Not a plea deal.
Before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings. So here's what came out of today's hearing. Number one, the government acknowledged that they offered Combs a plea deal. Combs acknowledged he has no interest in taking that. They're going to move forward with the trial. They also talked about the jury selection process, which one legal expert I spoke to said is probably the most important.
No, they said no. I guess.
Oh, because they saying selecting a jury. They already did that.
Normally, my shorts don't be old. They got me on an old short. That's how they do me. Come on, Tuba to you.
Man, what the fuck be going on in Atlanta? Boy, y'all see this shit? Boy, Atlanta really be Wakanda around that motherfucker. Hey, man, my little partner was trying to joke to my, hey, man, trying to take the rental cars back. I said, man, boy, you better stop playing with these boy. These boy around here be getting money, boy. Y'all see this shit? That's how they pop out, boy. That's the gang or whatever they doing, video shit, whatever. They still hard around that motherfucker. And if they did rent them, they still had to pay for it. They ain't bullshit. Man, what the fuck be going on in?
Okay. Comments, Atlanta. Y'all doing videos on street shutting it down.
Shutting it down.
Shutting it. Okay. I had
There you go. Immigrants destroying America.
Where?
Right there.
Where? Right here? Okay.
Charlie Kirk.
I know he hates Charlie Kirk.
The voter ranted about mass immigration, but when she revealed her backwards logic as to why, even Vivek was floored by the hypocrisy.
8 million Venezuelans have landed themselves in some of the major cities in the U.S., like Chicago. With that, there has been an increase in crime. What further steps do you think America should take in policing the Venezuelan refugee crisis? I also want to preface, I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
So what will Donald Trump do? Very simple. On day one, if you have committed a crime, including a DUI, you're deported back to your country of origin. Number two, if you are part of a gang like Trendale Raga, get back on a plane and you go back.
But my question for you is, knowing as much as you do about this border crisis and seeing how much it's worsened in the last 3 years, why on earth are you voting for Kamala Harris, who's actually been part of the administration that gave us this crisis in the first place? And I have a feeling you might be open to changing your mind.
I'm going to be honest, I'm not open to changing my mind. That's just because I don't support when criminals are doing bad things in the country, but I also support immigration.
Charlie Kirk was appalled.
So wait a minute, what was going on there?
Basically, what most Republicans argue is it's not the fact that the immigration happened, because it's true, it's happening. It's the fact of the criminalization, the gangs that came over here freely, the people that took advantage of the situation that were not seeking asylum. People that lied about that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people took advantage of that during the Biden administration. And there's a lot of people that say, oh, that didn't happen. Yeah, a lot of people did take advantage, you know what I'm saying? They were actually making video. And yet again, the proof is when we talk about the videos, and then most people are like, oh, what you see on the internet, don't believe it. When people are making an account on TikTok saying what they personally are doing, how they're coming over here, how the dude that came from Canada that told you, hey, if you can't get through Mexico, come through Canada. It's an open border too up here, because yet again, they ain't got nobody guarding the border up there. Go ahead, Jason.
That's not true. I've been through the Canadian border, and I was searched. My entire car was searched, and they're pretty fucking. It's a pretty secure
Because
border.
you went the legal way. You went the right way. You know what I'm saying? You know how much forest and stuff and woods, and there's a trail. We talking about there are back cuts to get through the.
Okay.
Come on.
Yes, but a majority of the immigration isn't through that. Yes, there is that, and this is all true. And a majority of the quote unquote illegal, because it's not technically illegal, it is an abuse of the immigration or refugee status, right? We can agree on that. Damn, he's not here. But okay, it's an abuse of the refugee status, right? And we all agree, and we all agree that there is problems with the immigration and how that's handled. But we also should note that during Biden's administration, there was a bill that was majoritively voted on by Democrats, right? I think it was only 4 or 5 Democrats that voted against it. One is Bernie Sanders, which I already don't like Bernie Sanders, right? But on the Republican side, there were a lot of Republicans that voted against it because, and everyone admits this too, and I could pull it up, where Donald Trump told Republicans not to vote on that bill that would have led to more funding on the border and border security and better immigration process, so we wouldn't have this abuse of the refugee status. It would have led to more funding for the courts and this processing, you know. But it was voted against. And now what we're looking at is an immigration policy where they have removed due process to where we're not processing these refugee status people, whether or not they committed a crime or anything. We're just deporting people, even with hold restraints or deportation restraints on these people. He didn't listen to any of that. Fuck. He didn't listen to any of that? Oh, man.
I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It sounded beautiful, didn't it?
Okay. I agree that and even Democrats agree that there is a problem with how immigration is handled and the refugee status and all that, right?
Right.
But there was a bill being passed during Biden's administration, I think in 2023, and it was voted on majority of Democrats, aside from like 4 or 5 Democrats, one of them being Bernie Sanders, and I already don't like Bernie Sanders, right? But what's important to note is that, and everyone admits this, that Donald Trump told his Republican constituents not to vote on it because he needed something to run for. We can pull up like Republicans admitting that Donald Trump told them not to vote on this bill that would have helped bring more funding to the courts and more court justices and more border security, more funding on the border. Like I think that we can all agree that it's that the border has its problems, right? But if we're comparing it to how Donald Trump is handling it now, he's using things such as the Aliens Enemies Act, where he deports people without having a due process, and that has its problems.
Okay, y'all. Final words, y'all. Final words. Final words.
No response to that? We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Final words.
He wants you to respond to what he just
I
said.
I know what he wants, but yet again,
we're waiting. He'd be like, what?
Okay, my response to that would be to say that we got to clean up this mess no matter what. And to do it harshly and boldly the way Trump is doing is a necessary process, because yet again, anybody else is going to do it's not going to do. We cannot babyfy everything and pamper things that go on in life because you don't want to be pampered and you don't want nobody pampering you because you consider yourself a grown-ass man. So in this situation with immigration, I know it's a sensitive subject. We all got friends, but in each state, things are processing different. People look at immigration differently. Regulations and how things are set up, yet it's differently. When you have a majority of something that's coming in, and most people, and you know this argument, most Republicans think that the Democrats open up the gates just so when it comes to voting, the immigrants can vote for them, because who opened up the gates? The Democratic Party. That's a rumor that you'll be happy. Oh, that's not true. The Democrats didn't do that. The Democrats didn't open up the border. But yet again, if most of these immigrations voted and they did have the opportunity to vote, who are they going to vote for? The Democratic Party. So in that situation, that's why most Republicans are like, yo, we got to stop that, because then it's not a fair vote. Because yet again, if I want to win, all I got to do is open up the border. Hey, how many Republicans it is? Let me get more Democrats across the border and open up the border. Then I can get the votes this way in my way.
Illegals can't vote.
They're going to do whatever it takes to get them to vote and get them workmanship.
If
you see how you ask that
they're
question?
a citizen, if they gain citizenship, then yeah, they could vote. Are we against that?
If you came over here illegally, yes. You see how I got specific? The illegally part. If you came over here illegally, no.
What if they came in? What if they came in through legal processes, like we were talking about with the refugee status? With the refugee status. And the refugee status, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, was created in the Trump administration.
If you come over here the right way doing an administration and you have the right everything, I have no problem with that. But for the millions and millions, for the hundreds of thousands that did come through the border during the Biden administration, those people that took advantage of that specific way and process, because that was a problem. Yes, I will admit that process did happen during Trump administration too. They was coming across the border. He was trying to do it. Yes, there were people in the way, but yet again, it was flood station. I followed a guy that took his show on the road, that was spending the night in his truck just to get up and show us illegal immigrants coming across the border illegally. And then
you would see like groups of like 12, right?
5 apiece, 5, 5, 6, but that still adds up. But how many a day? In a day? You know what I'm saying? They come in one smaller group. How many?
We've probably, if I'm giving a generous number, we've probably. Do you want me to look it up? How many people have came in?
No, because we only got some odd minutes.
Okay.
No.
Well, my point was that the majority of them are coming through as they said, the abuse of the refugee system. There was a bill to fix it, and Trump asked his constituents to vote against it.
Well,
So he
yeah,
has something to run on.
but yet again, if we stop letting people in for 2 years, would you have a problem with that? And we'll end it
If we
right there.
stop, if we stop,
we just stop for 2 years. We like, look, nobody can come over for 2 years. Let's get American stuff together. Let's get us under. Let's get everybody. Let's 2 years.
if
Would
it's
you have a
stated
problem
as a plan, then if we cut off immigration just for a period of time, and the reasons justify it, then yeah, I would be for it.
Okay. 5 minutes. Final words. How about that? Final words, y'all. Come on, I got 5 minutes.
My final word is this, y'all. I want y'all to be blessed, be peace. I hope everybody, you know what I'm saying, live a prosperous life. You feel me? Everybody, you know what I'm saying, live a happy life no matter how you live it. As long as you happy, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Live a happy life, you know what I'm saying? Happy life, happy wife. That's my last words.
See, Marie?
Thank you, y'all. I gotta go. Sorry, y'all.
Bye.
Last words?
No.
It was a good show. Are you ready? It was a good show.
Boy, it's going down in my record books for me. I don't care what nobody say. I done had a lot of good shows, but this is up there. This is up there. This is one of those shows I definitely can brag about. Boy, what? A debate show. I had a debate show. I had even a person from a whole nother country pop up here.
Yeah.
Was he part of your audience or my audience?
Don't know.
I thought it was your audience.
I don't know this guy. Nobody popped up in my Discord, so I don't think that it was my guy.
Okay.
But you know Christian, right?
Yeah, I know Christian. He's one of my subscribers.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, this was an exciting show.
I had fun. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back.
Can we study this and see if we can repeat this?
Repeat.
Just have me on more often. You said you wanted the energy. I'll keep coming in with the energy.
Just keep it in the comments, huh? All right, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Until the next time that you see, I ain't even say my intro this time.
Got straight to it.
It's been a good one. Until next time, we out. Peace.